What up, y'all? What it do? It's your girl, the spiritual gangsta here. I'm just here to freaking yap at y'all, you know? I am going to be doing my makeup, but that's not really the main focus. It's not a tutorial. I'm just here to hang out. And try to do my thing here. I have I need help. I need help organizing, but it's not that I necessarily need help. I just need to do numerous other things before I can justify taking that time to myself to just organize my studio. So that's probably a mom thing. But anyway, kids are gone for the weekend and I just wanted to talk. Like, I'm doing so much better than what you may have seen in some of the past. Dude, I was so like dismal, like truly freaking dismal in life. And the crazy thing is, like, now I'm at the point where I'm okay, and I feel like I've accepted a lot of things that I've been through, really integrated a lot of the trauma, and it's a beautiful thing. I mean, anybody who's following me is probably on a healing journey. Anyway, I have been on this healing journey for a long time. And the craziest thing was this last dark night of the soul that I really had, which I guess is what I'm calling it. I really thought I was never, ever going to come out of that. And I just allowed the shitty feelings. And honestly, you know what's helped is fucking saying this shit out loud. Talking about this shit. Being real about this shit that I've gone through and the shit that has happened to me and how this shit's affected me. And then, honestly, after I gave it a voice, it kind of stopped affecting me. So maybe that's a sign for you. If something's bothering you, just say it out loud, you know? I think that in this healing community, a lot of coaches are like, oh no, don't speak things, you're speaking it into existence. But I don't really think that's the case. I think that I really think that speaking about stuff has actually been the key for me to cease letting this shit control how I feel constantly. I'm just experimenting with some darker underneath. Don't mind me. It's all going to look perfect in the end. Kind of like this healing journey, right? Going through so much shit. And then in the end, which I don't think it's the end, but I think it's definitely the end of a cycle for me. This has been something shifted. And, you know, I used to come on here and I used to like really, really, really believe like when they're talking about the new moons and whatever. New moons, full moons, retrogrades, what have you. The community really likes to, you know, give everyone hope and really have like such full and high beliefs that things are changing. The shift you want is coming, you know? And for me, I do feel like I've done like some micro shifting, I guess, but I do feel like I have achieved another level as of recently. And the crazy thing is, it's not so much in my outer experience. I mean, it's a little showing up in my outer experience, but it's really showing in my inner experience. Like, I'm so unbothered by being single right now, and I actually like almost prefer it. Like, if mediocrity is offered to me, I have absolutely no interest. And I see how far I've came because, I used to just fall for these words without actions types. And I almost caught myself getting a little bit of excitement with some words and no actions, because you know what, I do want to see the best in people. I do want to believe the best in people, truly. Like, that's a good thing about me. And unfortunately, that's been a downfall as well. And I need something on my lips. But what? I'm just going to put some oil. Actually, I need to get my towel. Okay. So I actually feel like I'm at a point where I can accept what my life is and what it's become from all the trauma I've went through. I actually do enjoy being me. And that was a feeling that I've never actually had before. I actually feel very proud of myself for so many like things that I've overcame, stuff that like maybe people don't know about, And for this 12/12, you guys, I hate a dry lip. I hate it. But let me tell you what, I never put my lipstick on until the very end because I feel like it's the icing on the cake. And I never know what I'm really set to do with my eyes. So I always want to do that first. But in the meantime, I got to have hydration. I got to. Anyway, I'm feeling really abundant in my life. I feel like I finally have more of an open connection to God, source, the divine. I feel like I'm secure enough within myself to where I can actually discern with some of these guys that may try to talk to me or try to fuck me. Or try to date me. I think I can like discern enough like my value, my worth, and before I may have just gone along with stuff, even though it's not in the proper progression. And I can see and I can look back as to where I was allowing myself to enter into sexual relationships with men who were absolutely abysmal and atrocious outside of sex. And so I found myself at a crossroads to kind of like, decide if I wanted to kind of like enter into this situation, right? Now, let me pinpoint this and say, I can pretty much guarantee I would have enjoyed the sexual experience with someone. It's just where I get wrapped up and where I have to have my self-worth is not necessarily during the experience. It's how are you going to feel about it after? And I know it's kind of contradictory to living in the moment, but I've really strived to learn how to live in the moment, but also with my own bigger picture. Like, these men will try to date you with no dates if you allow that, you know? These men will just try to get you right where they want you, and quite honestly, right where you want to be, but they're skipping all this important shit first. And I think that's the issue here. I don't think the issue is that girls don't want to fuck. I think the issue is that we want to fuck as, you know, the last step in a natural progression of being courted a little bit, or, you know, pursued a little bit and invested in a little bit at least, you know? And I'm just not sure if guys, you know, are aware of that or care. So it's like, ladies, we have to be the one to care. We have to be the ones to vet these men and, you know, take responsibility for our own bodies and our hearts. Like, I want to do something green with my eyes today. Trying some new shit. I got a bunch of new stuff on this major sale. But like, these guys will just treat you any type of freaking way, right? And dude, tell me I just didn't order like the same freaking colors of all this shit. Okay, I didn't, I don't think. Two of the same. It's this shit was like $2 a piece. Anyway, I'm happy with what I do. I actually am pretty content with my life. And for a minute there, for actually a fucking long minute, in fact, probably as long as I can remember, which is like ever since I was maybe like 10, I started fantasizing about like boyfriends, you know. I always wanted a boyfriend. For a long time, I was just not okay without that. And I feel now it's like, I'm fine. You know, like, I have things to do that I enjoy. Yes, I want that companionship, but if you're stupid, if you don't put in effort for me, then no, I'm not going to be your low-hanging fruit hoe for the night. Like, sorry for what you thought, bruh. But, you know, I don't know. Oh, this formula. I should have known it's not going to be as good as Shadow Sense, but, you know, I wanted the color. Ugh, this stuff kind of sucks. No wonder it was $2. So anyways, I was like super fine. Like, I'm super fine, actually, on my own. And like, that is something new. So it's like, have you seen those memes? I'm entering into an era of being single after a long era of being single. And it's honestly so true. I really feel like I am. Like, I'm entering into an era of being single, but like owning that shit. Like, I like my lifestyle. I enjoy what I do in life. This is why I've created my life to be like this. I love parties. I love networking with other artists. I'm an artist, you know? I'm a model. I'm an artist. I'm a healer. and I'm a mom. And when I'm not being a mom, I'm being all of those things. And I'm doing that type of shit. I like going to premieres. I like going to concerts. I like doing fucking photo shoots and, you know, creating with other creative minds and partying and having fun. And I like staying up all night. I like to create and photo edit staying up all night while I'm cozy in my bed, you know, after I have like all my skincare on. I like my skincare routine. I enjoy my life for the most part, you know? Like, of course, I'd rather have the option to go out on some dates and have a sleepover and have some sex with someone, maybe, but it's like I'm okay without that if people are stupid. Like, I'm truly fine. So this is like such a big difference in how I feel, because I feel like, I mean, I've always been okay with saying no when I meet someone and even if the chemistry is right and I know it would be hot sex, I've always been okay with just saying no and going home alone, because, you know, I have to protect my peace. And what I've noticed is I don't think I want to, I just kind of reiterate the fact, like, I don't want to get to know a man by way of entertaining him in my home. I want to get to know a man by him taking me places, maybe visiting his place, maybe even like picnics in the park or something, which obviously it's freezing dead winter, but you get the drift. I don't think that I want to be, you know, inviting anyone into my safe space and my kids' safe space without really knowing if they're safe. And I don't mean just safe physically, but, you know, even worthy, safe or even worthy of being there. Like, I look at dating as, you know, the same way I look at going to a party. You know, it's a fun thing to do, but it's not necessarily something I'm going to do every single day. You know, I love looking forward to a good party. I love the fun and having it in the back of my mind to plan an outfit. It gives me something to think about. It gives me something to be creative for. It gives me a good reason to talk to my friends and message them. Hey, are you going to be there? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what are you wearing? Ooh, look at these boots. You know, it's fun. It gives me the fun that I need in life. I do not want a boring fucking life all the time, okay? And when I do live boringly, it's because I truly want to. And like, let's just say most of the time I am at home and it's cozy here and I have my blankets and I have food and I like to just be bored and sit. Like, that's cool too. But, you know, it's not that I need a guy sitting around during that. You know, I don't need a guy sitting around during that. Like, if a guy was truly going to be like more of a partner type, and I did allow him the privilege of like entering into my home, like, I would want him to be like serving a purpose, you know, making something better, not just relaxing in what I've built. Like, that is just so off kilter for polarity, you know? Like, I think I really need to be with someone who truly believes in polarity. And, you know, or nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was just really feeling like super grateful for like what I actually get to do. because I woke up around noon today. And I love that. I love being up all night. I was up till 4 in the morning, just creative juices flowing, editing these photos and videos that I got at this party. And that's when I'm alive, you know? And so after I was done with that, I put on my meditations for sleep. I cozy in. I have my nice silk cozy pillowcases. I have all my Luxe blankets. I have all my Squishmallows for comfort. And like, I'm comfortable, you know? And unless unless a man was going to add to that comfort, like, I don't want to deal with that shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes men sweat or snore or like move and wake you up. Like, I'm not interested in that. Like, I don't know, maybe once in a while, but not on a regular thing. Like, I've started to realize that maybe what I thought I want, I don't actually want. And so that's been kind of eye-opening for me. Because somebody asked the question to me, a guy I was like considering dating. I mean, I would still considering dating him if he wanted to come proper, because he is cute. And there was an attraction there, but like, being cute and having an attraction has got to come with effort too, and alignment also. So he asked me this question, and it was a good question. Well, how do you say that you want to have a family and a relationship when all your posts are you partying or shaking your ass or whatever else? And I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to settle down and have a relationship. Maybe that's not what I actually want, you know? And I'm just thinking, it's really like made me think. But also, on the other hand, I don't want a relationship with somebody who just wants to keep me in the house and put me in a box. You know, I don't want to give up what I love for a relationship. You know, I would want him with me. I would want him stunting, wearing matching outfits with me. And I think that's why I've stayed single for so long, because I don't want to even go somewhere with someone who I feel I'd be embarrassed having next to me. And that goes for friends too. I mean, I remember I try to open the door of opportunity for people to like come and have fun with me, but it's like, it takes a certain type of person, you know? And it's like, bitch, get out of your mom bun, throw on some lipstick, like, put your fucking nails on. Like, I'm not going to be seen like with you, you know what I mean? And I've tried to like up level people as far as their appearance and their aesthetic. Like, I've attempted to do that, and I've realized it never works because it's not in them. The shine is not in them. The drive is not in them. And that's why it's failed with so many men, because the drive to be amazing isn't in them naturally. And I don't want them doing stuff to please me. I want them doing stuff to please themselves, to know that, you know, what they're doing is the right thing. And I just got into a bit of a conversation with my ex because, hello, it's Mercury retrograde. So obviously some old issues are coming up. And it was like, well, he said stuff about, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care what you think. This was in reference of his, like, just straight up abandonment, not helping, not doing anything. And, you know, I had some words about that. And I don't often talk to him, but anymore anyway. But it's like, oh, I don't care what you think, da 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 da. And I said, well, yeah, that's fine. This shouldn't be about me. This should be about you. Like, how can you as a man be okay with what you've done and what you continue not to do? I think that's the kicker. What these men continue not to do is the issue. And they can't wrap their head around that. And so it's like, I understand that what I feel and what I think I would do in that situation is a projection of my own divinity, I guess. Because a lot of these dudes, they're straight up NPCs. They are straight up demons. They are just straight up so damaged that even if they do have a soul, they're so cut off from it. It's right from wrong. You know, for me, I feel like if I was a man and even if I didn't want to be with the mom, well, first of all, I wouldn't lie. I've never been able to be a liar. I don't know if that's because I'm a Taurus or a projector or just a decent fucking human being. But when I say stuff to people, it's the truth. It's the truth about how I feel, and it's the truth about what it is, you know? And so I just think stepping up, you know what I mean? And as a female, I step up, and I've had to get into my masculine to step up because I've had to take on the role that the masculine should have taken on, but didn't because they're straight up bitch made. And that's created the masterpiece you've come to know and love today. Somebody who isn't going to take no shit, you know? And so I've realized that it's almost like when they're talking about the lions and the sheep. You know, we as lions were so self-motivated, you know, to do this inner work. We're self-motivated to be the best that we can possibly be, the best versions of ourselves. We're motivated to find out, you know, what are we doing on this planet? What's going on? Like, and in every aspect of life, how you do one thing is how you're going to do everything. So, I mean, circling back to the dating again, I tell you what, if you ask a man, like, before you're going to just go and fuck, obviously you want to see how this man is going to do other things. How is he rubbing your back? Is he like 2 squeezes and then act like he's done and moving along? Or is he really taking his time to like feel each muscle and see how you react and see what he can do that's going to get like a out of you? You know, is he pouring himself into giving you pleasure the way you want it? You know, like if he's rushing through that, like he's probably going to be all about himself when he fucks you too. Like, no thanks. Like, be about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got no room at all in my life for selfish men. Period. Like, period. So, I have realized this, and this is why I believe I have had to find comfort standing alone. And there's a lot of people like me. There's a lot, and that's what is also like making me realize, like, a lot of individuals, a lot of really cool individuals are living the same type of a lifestyle I do. Like, we don't have a person, you know? We don't have a group. It's us and our healing and our artistry and getting together, you know, on occasion with friends, with peers, with others, and then getting back to your life. You know, the chosen ones. We're individuals. I can't be defined by a man. And early on, that's all I would have wanted. Now, I'm not saying if the right guy came along and he was super fucking amazing, yeah, I would want to take on the identity of being his girl. But if that man ain't acting like daddy, he ain't getting no daddy privileges. If he's not providing princess treatment, then I'm not going to be his little princess. Like, you can't have both. Like, if you want a little princess pleasure doll, I'm happy to be that, but are you stepping up in all the right ways to get me to that point? Because I'm not just going to be it for nothing. But anyways, let's get back to today and my beautiful morning. Full of gratitude, contentment. Like, let me tell you, when I'm feeling feelings of contentment, bro, I woke up in my bed, right? And it's just a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I had tea sitting by my nightstand. I take a sip of tea. And you know what I do? I feel called to do like some major yoga moves, stretching, meditating, movement meditations, you know, just getting into that headspace of like my body. I can feel that I'm shifting. I can feel that I'm upgrading. I can feel that I'm leveling up. I can feel that I'm becoming whatever it is I'm gonna become. And that stagnancy that I was dwelling in for so fucking long is not there anymore. And like I said, I don't know if it was exactly one fucking thing that caused this movement, but I will name a few things that I've been doing in addition to my usual shadow work. I've been doing more magnetism Reiki. I had a session with a lady named Moira KC. She's on Facebook. But she had me doing this exercise, and it was really interesting because I've learned so much, and I will actually probably make a separate video talking about all of that. But it was really, people who are doing healings need to understand. It is not all in your fucking mindset. Okay, you can have a positive mindset, and I've had a positive mindset. But what lives inside of the cells of your body, what lives in your organs, might not be so fucking positive. And so when that shit wants to come to surface, like, you gotta be able to be strong enough to deal with it, or else it's gonna keep fucking sitting in there and giving you the type of life that you're already living, where you might be miserable. You know what I'm saying? So let's hop forward. Oh yeah, so this beautiful day, this beautiful morning of contentment, which I never got to finish talking about. I woke up and the sun was shining through my living room. I had flowers that I bought for myself, you know, with somebody else's money, of course. And some new plants that I've bought, and just the way the light was streaming through the window, it was so beautiful. It was so warm and cozy in there, even though it's freezing out. And I just got to sit. I got to sit in the corner of my couch with my hot tea, get on my phone, you know, catch up with looking at some of my friends' posts from last night, catching up with some of, like, you know, social media, listening to affirmations, and just like being totally content. And I just think, would I even want another person here? like, I'm so content. Like, would I even really want that? And if there was another person here, what would they be doing to make anything better than it really is right now? And would I be self-conscious? Would I like not want to sit there with my hair up in a bun and, you know, whatever? Like, how can I top what I've created for myself? And like, what I've realized now is, sure, men are always going to be in competition with each other, but if I like you, if I really like someone, only they can fuck that up. Because when I do tend to like someone, I'm pretty much, it's rare for me to actually like someone and even want to give them a chance. So I feel like if I do that, it's like you're more in competition with how peaceful my solitude is, you know? And that's not saying just because I don't want someone first thing when I wake up, you know, maybe after I get my outfit, my makeup on. If somebody was to invite me out to lunch or dinner, you know, I'd go for that. Like, but just to have somebody all up in my space right away, like, that's just not something I even care for at this moment. Like, I want to be kind of a little bit old-fashioned about dating. Like, take me on a date, bring me home, walk me in my door, maybe like give me a kiss or a little bit of a makeout session on my couch and then go. Like, I don't want to jump into something so fucking fast and so serious, like right off. Like, I want to see who you are. Do I want to attach myself to someone? Like, because I do want to attach myself to someone. So I have to be selective about that someone. I have to know without a doubt that like they're the person I want to attach to. You know, like, are you cool? Can I bring you to parties? Like, are you going to be cool? Are you going to stand next to me? You know, are you going to pay for my drinks? Are you going to drive me safe? Are you going to match outfits with me? You know, are you going to make sure I'm protected while I'm dancing and make sure that, like, you know, guys aren't going to like try to touch me or whatever, or like, you know, like any of that? Are you going to be my protector? Are you going to be my best friend? Are you going to genuinely enjoy yourself? Because woo, did I make that mistake with my last one. There's nothing wrong with being a homebody in general, but like, if I'm not one and that's all you ever want to do, like, that's gonna be so miserable and so fucking boring. Like, it's so boring to not do dating or do fun. Like, I'm just not interested in that shit. So, you know, find someone that's okay with a fun lifestyle and like me being nocturnal. Like, find someone who's okay with that. Find someone who also enjoys that. And I just, looking back at anyone I've been with, like, there's such a severe incompatibility, you know? And I think that I overlooked a lot of that just being a single mom, because the most important thing to me was like having a family for my kids. And I kind of just gave up a lot of who I even was, what I liked. But, you know, even back when I was like 14, 15, I've always loved being social. I've always loved parties. I've always loved that shit. You know, I was raving before they were even legal, you know, and like running the streets when there was no cell phones. And I need somebody who is so secure within themselves and like more about freedom than than entrapment. Because I know a lot of people and I consider people to be good acquaintances or friends, whatever. Like mostly acquaintances, but like friends, And it's like if I was with someone and like I like them, like I would never try to hide them from like other people. Like I would be like, yeah, this is my boo. And I'd want to brag about how awesome they are and how happy I am with them. But it's like if they're not doing the things to keep me happy, I can't very well now brag about them, can I? So it's like, don't be stupid about, oh, who are you talking to? Whatever. Like, oh, that's a photographer. Or like, oh, that's a producer. Like, oh, that's a rapper. Like, these are people that I know. These are people in the industry. These are people that I network with. Like, I'm getting their contacts. Like, I have contacts of people because here, in the scene, we're trying to, like, collaborate, be creative. And it's like, I want somebody who loves that shit. Like, I want somebody who is like proud of me what I'm doing, like not someone who tries to hide it or whatever else, or be like, oh my God, you showed too much of your ass cheek. Like, the fuck does it matter? Like, if I'm comfortable, shouldn't you be the fucking one feeling good about yourself because you're the one next to me getting to take me home and squeeze on it all night? Like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'm a different breed. Like, I don't want somebody being with me because they feel like I've trapped them or because they're like, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to flip out at people. It's like, I get it. I know what the world is going on here with this multiple social media dating sites, attraction. Like, if I'm not the number one favorite person to you and I'm not your absolute dream come true, like, please, by all means, go find that. But like, I'm not going to be treated less than the princess goddess that I am when I'm in your presence. When I'm with someone, I know how to be respectful and stay off my phone and, give them my full attention. But are you earning my attention? Like, that's what I used to say to my ex all the time. Oh, you just sit there on your phone. Well, you're sitting there watching a stupid television show that I have no interest in at all. So yeah, we're in the same room, but I have much more interesting stuff on my phone than you do on that fucking glass toilet that you're watching. So what's it matter if my fucking screen is pint size and you're glued to the boob tube watching some shit that I would never even fucking watch? Like, if you can't be okay with sitting in the same room together, if you're ignoring me, I mean, come the fuck on. No, I don't have to watch your stupid fucking show. Either put something on we both enjoy and make it a bonding experience, and I'll put my phone down, or, I don't know, rub my feet, talk to me, play with my hair. Then I'll put my fucking phone down. Like, get fucking real, would ya? I freaking love this mascara. It is truly the best mascara. I sell this shit. Like, I had clumped up lash glue because I wore lashes last night, and it's just plowing through it to make everything more spread out as best as it can. You just do not get this with another brand. And I've tried them all. For real, for real. But so, okay, I've been watching Cara Elizabeth Speaks on YouTube, and she's kind of inspired me to just get the fuck on this video and just start talking. Like, I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be like, make a super plan. I can just talk about what's popping into my head. And that's what I really am doing here. You know, I'm just fucking talking. And I feel like I want to offer people value when they're listening to me. But also I want to be real and like attract the right people, like the right people for me. Like the right crowd for me is gonna be, you know, finding me if I'm myself. And so I ended up getting her cards, the Animal Apothecary ones. And I really want to design my own Oracle deck, and I don't even know how to start, but that is like maybe a goal for like a 2-year goal, maybe a 2 to 5 year goal. I would love to design my own deck. And so I got her Animal Apothecary deck. And, you know, when I was going through that like super dark night of the soul, I wasn't really indulging in my spirituality and stuff like that. I was kind of just feeling into the darkness and just feeling it all. And I could use a good back massage though. Hopefully one of these guys steps it up and starts acting proper so they can put their hands on me, you know. But like the Animal Apothecary, I've noticed, so I like before I had my little hangout with this guy I was talking to, I pulled a card because I was like, oh, let's just see what it says. And it said like, remember your self-worth, remember that you basically remember that you're worth, remember that you have value. And that's exactly the type of situation that I ended up finding myself in, is like slowing things down, understanding I have value, and not feeling like pressured, you know? And so, but when I first met and started talking to him, I pulled a card on where could this go, you know? It was a good card. It was abundance. And so I don't know if the situation is like kind of helping activate my own. I feel like it's been a very long time since I've actually talked to someone. And so like it's been kind of nice, but then also I'm like, hey, wait a second here. I've healed codependency. I have healed the part of me that like wants to just be all consumed by a man, is not as needy as it used to be. And I have consumed myself with other things mostly myself, you know? So like, I'm sure there's trolls on here. They're like, oh, well, that's why you're single. Well, yeah, I'd rather be. I would rather be, you know, unless somebody's amazing. And I feel like it's very simple to be amazing, but I don't think a lot of these guys actually have a decent role model for being amazing. You know, so many fatherless men out there. And I just think about my exes never having that drive, for anything else. And it's like, you know, I've evolved and changed so much over all these years, and it's like they are still the same. And it's like I had it within myself as my own personal drive. There was nothing outside of me at all motivating. Like, I'm not motivated by money. You're not going to get me motivated. I'm very content with just having basic shit. Like, even right now, like, I'd be cool with like really nice shit if somebody else is providing it, but I don't have that drive in me to be the breadwinner. What, you know, my drive for myself was finding peace within my life, maybe finding what it felt to be happy or joyful. You know, I wanted to feel content. I wanted to feel okay with my life. I just want to feel okay instead of fucking miserable, right? And so that was my driving factor. That was like what was motivating me to keep doing the shadow work, keep doing the healing work, you know? And I feel like finally a lot of this shit has finally caught up. I mean, I'm not saying I'm done. I'm saying a lot of shit has finally fucking caught up. Like, the body's caught up to the mind, caught up to the heart, caught up to the higher self, inner child's integrated. And just one more thing I was going to mention. For that 12/12 portal a couple days ago, I fell with a migraine. And I have not had a migraine in a long time. And one of my coaches would tell me about when you have migraines, there's something off in an alignment with your soul and how you're living. So there's a disconnect between how you're living and how your soul aligned life would be. So like sometimes you have to dig into that. And I'm not the type to take the medicine, like, you know, I try to do like home remedies, whatnot, but when it persists, I know it's a spiritual fucking thing. When your pain persists beyond herbal remedies and whatever else, it's a spiritual issue. So I just laid there, curled up in my little ball with just the most immense pain. And finally, I was like, what is this pain trying to teach me? There was a little voice inside of me. I don't want to be cold and alone. And as soon as I let that little voice speak and let her cry, all of a sudden it cleared up. And that was one of the things that I did in my session with Moira, was I knew I had something kind of holding me back. I knew I had this energy in my body that felt like discomfort, dis-ease. And it was really about figuring out where that energy comes from and giving it a voice, you know? And it could be inner child. You never know what it is for you personally. But that had been like one of my biggest issues with being single. Like, I would suffer. I was truly suffering. Like, suffering. Winter after cold, freezing winter alone, being cold and alone. And now I'm like, whatever. I ordered a heated blanket. You know, I've made comfort the best I can with what I'm working with. And I'm not miserable, you know? So that's a huge difference with my life now, is I'm not fucking miserable. And so that was a big shift. Like, that was a really fucking big shift, because I think as long as I've had this channel, it's always been in the back of everything that I did, everything that I strived for was because I wanted love. And everything that, makeup brush here. Let's experiment with some lips. Everything that I strived for, everything that I did, it was like the dangling carrot keeping me going with that was because I wanted love. And now I feel like I've leveled up to where that's not really my motivation anymore. My motivation now is like my own happiness, my own joy. And if I find some love that adds to my happiness or joy, cool. But like, honestly, I'm excited to find out like who I'm becoming. I've never really got to know myself outside of trauma, outside of childhood trauma, and outside of trauma from then men and relationships. Like, I've never just known me. And without that trauma, I probably would have been someone completely different. But, you know, I've had to accept that I've had to go through these things in order to break cycles, just break these generational curses that have been plaguing not only my family and my bloodline, but quite fucking frankly, the collective. I mean, the collective is a fucking mess. I think we all know that. And if anybody's watching me, it's because they have interest in not any of that shit. Like, we don't want that shit. We don't want to live like that, you know? So here we are doing the fucking inner work. And it's like, finally, that inner work has cleared enough to where I'm seeing glimmers of, contentment. So that's my little update. I can't talk when I do lipstick, so I'm probably going to pop off and I'm going to do a video applying my lipstick on my makeup channel. So if you are interested in just makeup, go to my YouTube channel, Luxury Lips with Erica, and you'll see makeup looks there. But thank you for watching. I hope this video gave you some stuff to think about maybe in your own life, because we're all just here to level up. I want all of us women to just massively level up and just be here on earth, enjoying our femininity, allowing our femininity to flourish and shine and be protected. I want us all to be able to feel safe within our relationships and safe within ourselves, within our own bodies. Like, I've strived, I've worked, I've done shadow work for years, and I'm feeling okay right now. And I think I have, of course, I'm going to keep at it. But now it's more about like, all right, I didn't get brought through all of this just to keep doing endless amounts of shadow work. What's next? What's going to be next? I don't need to know, but I'm feeling confident that the universe has something for me. I'm feeling like I'm clearing out the old. I'm going through stuff. I've been blessed by a gentleman who has, gifted me cash money, basically. Let's just say it like that. Gifted me cash money so that I can finally have a Christmas for my kids. And that's going to be another video about financial abuse among narcissistic exes when it comes to holidays. And I've lived through it for years. But yeah, I feel like I'm upgrading my whole life. When I thanked him, he's a super cool, fun guy anyway. But I thanked him for this gift, this generous gift, and told him about what a difference it made for me. And he said, you know what? This all comes from God. This is all abundance from God, and we are blessed. So bless others, you know. So just wanted to say I am looking forward to whatever's in the future, you know, because I know now my future does not have to be like my past. And I know now that I'm different. I've been healed from so many wounds that I just would never even think about swimming in that cesspool of demonic, narcissistic men ever again. So whether I'm alone or whether somebody who's actually amazing comes along, I'm okay either way. You know, I truly am feeling okay. So I hope that whoever's on this journey can one day get to that level to feel that too. And I feel like, hey, if it gets even better from here, that's icing on the cake, honestly, you know? So have a good one. Bye.